raise awareness of their continuing problems. Due to the huge lineup, nearly all sets were under 10 minutes. Guns N' Roses made the most of the 2 songs they performed, opening with a dramatic new number called Civil War.
When everybody's fighting for their promised land,
Guns closed their spirited and surprising set with an obscure cover by a British punk band called the UK Subs.
Donington. Everybody rides bikes because it's cool, and they like cruise up and down Melrose and hang out. Make sure they park their bikes out in front of the clubs, you know. And
those aren't real bikers, though. What you're seeing there, those are just rocker guys who have a rich dad who just bought him a new Harley that cost $12,000. You know, if they went into a biker clubhouse, you know,
like in New York,
like or you know, they would be shaking their boots. You know, they would piss their pants.
The latest local success story is Guns N' Roses, who started here 3 years ago and have sold 3 million copies of their debut album.
I came there because, you know, where I'm from, you can get to the top of the music, you know, field there, but that you're still nowhere, you know. You can't really do anything. You can't really get in a band that's going to tour that's from Seattle. So LA, yeah, it's just the opportunity it offers.
What happened was, through word of mouth and just being out there and gigging and so on and so forth, the kids were so into it that we actually turned it to like a viable product, right? Oh, it's like, oh, Guns N' Roses, everybody does like that stuff, okay? And so, you know, if everybody's willing to accept it, then we'll put it in millions of bands copying each other. So it's like, you know, it's easy to set us apart from it because we're not doing that. So it's easy to see us and then see everybody else because the majority of bands are all like the same thing. You know, which we're not really like that.
There's a lot of imitations you going on, too. I mean, LA Guns.
Well, that's, I mean, no, I mean, at this point in time, I don't think anybody's pulled off what we're all about, so then there's a big difference, you know, as far as attitude goes, which is the same like with Aerosmith and AC/DC. Everybody's been copying them for years, and no one's actually done it because, you know, the attitude is real important, and you can't copy someone's personality as a whole. You know, you can copy things that you can see, you know, visual stuff, and try and take little things that you can read in a magazine, or you can, you know, but you can't just copy an attitude or a vibe.
Features live tracks on one side and acoustic songs on the other, and looks set to match those sales. How does bass player Dan McGuff account for the band's popularity?
We are who we are, you know, and we don't really hold back on any of that because there's not really a reason to try to fake. We're not actors, you know. We play in a rock and roll band, you know, so I think the honesty might appeal to them a bit more than other bands, you know.
They've developed a reputation for rock and roll excess in all its rowdy, raunchy, beer-swilling forms, in the tradition of their mentors, the Rolling Stones, Aerosmith and AC/DC. But Guns N' Roses don't relish the label bad boys.
I hate that term, you know, because it sounds like a rich daddy's boy or bad boy, you know, I don't know. It sounds weird to me. You know, we're just 5 guys that really kind of just moved here and, you know, survived together, drank a lot, you know, and just we have fun together. It's 5 of us, and we're honest about our feelings and stuff, and I think a lot of people, that's what people kind of shun away from, you know.
Appropriately enough, Clint Eastwood chose Welcome to the Jungle as the theme song for his latest Dirty Harry flick. How would Dan can describe Axl, the band's lead singer. If his tattoos are anything to go by, he looks mad, bad, and dangerous to know.
Yeah, you gotta just deal with it. You know, he knows sometimes he's an asshole, you know, and he'll admit it, and he'll say sorry later. But it's just something you can't really help right now, you know. It's fine, you know, he's an interesting guy. He's very creative, though. I mean, he's a good guy.
Guns N' Roses would have liked to participate in New York's Rock Against AIDS festival in June, but US gay rights activists, outraged by a track called One in a Million, have vetoed their appearance.
And what the song is one guy's perspective using words that are real words and that people use and that you hear, and he was just this, I mean, as the song said, a small-town white boy coming from Indiana, you know, to downtown LA with a backpack, and he was scared, you know. It's really unfortunate that they don't want us to do it. We wanted to do it to really make some money for AIDS, you know, because it's a big problem. And it's unfortunate that they felt that strong to pull us. You know, I don't agree with them.
Their live shows have all the energy and rawness of early punk, but combine that with the overblown heavy rock theatrics, and you have an explosive chemistry, and one that led to tragedy at Britain's Castle Donington Festival last year.
I felt bad when at Donington 2 kids got killed in front of us. You know, it was horrible when we saw it.
I like pinball because it's physical and it's definitely more rock and roll. Video games are wimpy. I got really hooked on it, you know? And I thought, well, you know, they haven't done a rock and roll machine in about 15 years. I think the last one was Ted Nugent. And so I thought, you know, Guns could probably get away with making a machine at this point.
So Slash approached Data East Pinball, and the Guns N' Roses game was born.
It's definitely a hit game. Plus, it's the first game that's ever had real guitars. It's also the loudest one made to date, you know. So I'm really proud of it.
Blaring 8 GNR classics, the machine also plays some unreleased material.
There's a song called Ain't Going Down, which we just never finished. And we have a chorus for it. So I figured we'd use that, you know, finally get it out there. So now that we've done it, we have to actually record it.
But that may have to wait a while, since Slash has been busy with his side project, Snake Pit, a reference to his fondness for the slithery creatures. The eclectic group consists of Slash on guitar, ex-Guns rhythm guitarist Gilby Clarke, Alice in Chains bassist Mike Inez, Guns drummer Matt Sorum, and Jellyfish guitarist Eric Dover on vocals.
The reason it's called Snake Pit, not Slash something or Slash, you know, or Slash in general, it's really a band, so we collaborated a lot because, for one, we were forced to, and for two, because none of us had really all worked together as a band, so we all had a lot of input to get the basic idea across as to what we all sound like together.
Slash plans to tour with Snake Pit in February, but fans must be wondering when to expect the next Guns N' Roses record.
We've been talking about it for the last year. We just haven't really, you know, with the absence of Gilby, there was a hole in the band there. Then there was a new guy that came in, but we haven't really all come to a cohesive decision as to what exactly we're going to do.
With no album on the way just yet, fans of the full band will have to be satisfied with their cover of Sympathy for the Devil on the soundtrack of the new Tom Cruise movie, Interview with the Vampire.
It was an offer that I thought it was a great plot to get Guns more or less together and just start working as a unit. But I think we pulled it off really well compared to like a lot of other bands that would have been offered to do it that I don't think could have really gotten to the vibe as well.
Meanwhile, Slash may be embarking on a different kind of performance career with an appearance next season on Tales from the Crypt.
I don't have an acting career. I only did it because it's Tales, and that's my favorite, all-time favorite TV show. I'm like the cool DJ that's got the primetime slot. That was definitely cool. Thanks a lot. I was talking to the chick.
Don't go crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a bar around the corner, so I'll go to the guys and cater. You're done. What
in the joint here.
There's a bar like right here. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just there.
Oh, you there?
Sure.
Yeah?
Right.
I see
Slash is really into the thing with the pits.
Everybody's into it. It's a great idea, Lars.
You'll have to sell it to me, man.
2 weeks.
Start back in the States now. Mexico for 3 days. Some sun. Watch your step, man.
We're going to
Who are you, anyway?
Slash's liquor roadie.
No, I mean, I know how to turn the amps on, but then it's
the standby thing that gets you.
no, there's something else. He's got him split into different channels. And I'm like, I've done it before. I have done it. The problem Axl had with that one thing with the pits was that he thought it went out too far. I stayed out of that conversation. That's between James and Slash, and I think we're going to try and see if we can get James and Slash together. No,
Don't you think that
well,
now
Slash is into it, then he just has to convince Axl, right?
I just have like.
Oh man!
I'm sorry.
Dick, push it on me, Dick.
The bands on the bill, or do you think that you're completely...
Maybe only in attitude in some of them. I mean, Raw's done all kinds of material. I like Kiss in their early days. I think the only thing that we have in common with Kiss now is that, they like to make money and they like girls, but as far as their music go, basically their music's like second fiddle to their other desires. Our music comes first.
Have you got anything in common with Iron Maiden?
I hope not.
Why?
I don't know, they're not, they're nice guys, but, it's like political organizations, your band's like a political thing, and your music or your album's kind of like your political stance. Well, theirs is completely different than ours, and I think theirs doesn't have anything to do with rock and roll as far as I'm concerned. We're a rock and roll band.
Yeah, if you listen to
what they do is what they do. I don't know what it is, and I hope to never be like that. Hope it's not catchy.
Izzy, were you going to say something then?
No.
No.
We've interviewed people in some crazy places, but never a tour bus. This is new. Many thanks to Axl from Guns N' Roses. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Just wore his kneecaps out. Wore his kneecaps out on stage.
My knees are history.
Knees are history.
How's it gone today?
Today's gone great. I've had one of the best times of my life. Coming in here thinking it would be one of the worst times of my life. Because I heard some of my horror stories about Donington. It was pitiful.
Well, it was an hard job for you, and you've won a lot of fans, would you say?
I don't know if we won a lot of fans or not, because they knew the words to the song. I mean, they sang so many of our songs that, it was amazing. And I was really surprised at the crowd response. I was like going, wow, if every one of these people would have bought a record, we'd be even doing better.
Yeah, but you're not doing bad with your first album, let's be right.
No, we're not doing bad at all.
Well, we played around the country and play your albums, and you guys, over the last 12 months, have really took off in the UK. People's really tipping you as like the next type of Aerosmith rock and roll band. Just get up there and enjoy yourselves. Is that the way you guys want to be? Just look, this is rock and roll, get up there and let's party?
Yeah, people try to classify our music and try to get us to classify it. Our easiest answer is it's rock and roll or it's hard rock. But, basically, it's starting to develop that basically we just say, well, our music is whatever type of song we choose to play at the moment.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, because I watch the crowd, and I watch the crowd for the other bands, and like, some of the metal bands, the crowd just kind of moves their fists and like this. With us, we had them dancing, we had them bouncing, we had them slamming, we had them clapping, different songs, they did different things. We are going to do a tour of Europe on the next record, and probably before we do an American tour. And we were hoping to tour with Metallica, this fall, but we feel that it would take too much time before we get another album out. So, but we're not going to be one of these bands that goes, we'll only play America, but screw that, and we'll be back.
Great, that's a nice
Okay, then. Thanks a lot.
Axl.
All the best with the Guns N' Roses, rocking Donington.